What's up, and welcome to the Invincible podcast, probably the best superhero podcast in the universe. This is a show where friends talk all things Invincible, a animated series and comic book created by Robert Kirkman, Corey Walker, and Ryan Ottley. I am one of your hosts, Ryan, and joining me today is Bill.
Oh, hi, everyone.
And Wyatt.
Hey, guys.
And TJ.
Oh, hello. And I think what you actually mean to say is the two-time annual prediction champion.
Is he playing music right now?
I think he's not picking up.
Listen,
I think it was like Stone Cold's intro, maybe? Was I right?
No, it's
Oh,
it's the TJ. It's the TJ. If you want a shot at the champ, you got to wait until next year. And that's the bottom line, because TJ said so.
Unreal. That's right. The last episode of the Invincible podcast, we had our looking back on 2024, and yeah, TJ won again. He got his predictions right, and we made some new ones for 2025, which we've already gotten to see more of them, given some new casting and everything, I think. But we'll talk more about that later, because we're covering the latest Invincible news on this episode, including the cast announcements that were made. We've got a bunch of listener emails. We've got another issue spotlight. There's a lot of fun stuff to talk about as we inch ever so close to the release of season 3. As of this recording, it is less than a week away.
You count on 2 hands.
Yeah.
How many days away it is. That's crazy.
Very exciting. So yeah, here we are right before it. And we're going to get into some emails right at the top here. A quick reminder for everybody, if you're finding this episode and you're excited about season 3, we are primarily a show about Invincible, the comic book. And obviously we were excited about the animated series when it came out, but we still, talk about the comic book in reference to the show. So if we reference things, there might be some light spoilers that we're talking about based on the comic book. We don't know if it's going to happen the same way in the show. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but listen at your own risk and go read the comics.
Especially you, Casey. I read your email.
We do have an email about the Other Stuff show, which is a show that we do twice a year, where we talk all about everything other than Invincible, because we talk about so much Invincible here that every now and then we like to try and talk about all the other movies and TV shows and board games and video games and all that good stuff that we are into. And it's a live stream. And so that was the last thing we did a few weeks ago. And I missed out on a couple emails. So we've got this one here from Mike Barrett. Wyatt, you want to take that one?
Yeah. He says, hey, guys. Just wanted to chime in with what things I've been enjoying to see if we're on the same wavelength. Wicked, saw it 3 times and loved it.
Holy cow.
I still haven't seen Wicked, and I know everybody says that I need to see it. And I know it's out on like home video now that I can watch it. So I need to just set aside the time. Nosferatu, so freaking good, he said, which is interesting because Bill, I was excited for Nosferatu until I heard that you went and saw it and said it was terrible and that you didn't like it.
TJ agreed with me, and we don't often agree. And
I mean, it was fine, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was all right. It was just
I'm still
slow.
curious about it, but yeah, I didn't make my way out to the theater after hearing your guys' thoughts. He brings up some TV shows. He says Lioness Season 2, which is a must-watch on Paramount Plus. Landman Season 1, pretty okay this far. Shogun Season 1, decided to watch it after it kept winning all the awards, and it did not disappoint. And Squid Game Season 2.
Which I still haven't watched.
I haven't either, yeah.
I liked Season 1. I'll watch it eventually, I think.
Yeah, I did too. He put rewatching Invincible, obviously, got to get ready for the new season. Board games, Wingspan? The dragon version of Wingspan. Was making sure I was reading that right.
Love Wingspan. Wingspan is one of Katie and I's favorite board games. And yeah, they came out with a version of Wingspan, but it's dragons instead of birds. I hear it's really good. I haven't got a chance to play it yet. Mitch Krasson plays it, and he really likes it too.
Nice. And Marvel Zombies. Huge shout out to Bo Pilgrim for painting my minis, he says.
Still working on painting mine too.
And he says, and my new obsession, dirty. Star Wars Unlimited TCG.
Yes.
Video games. He said Warhammer 40K was epic.
Nice.
But now my attention is on Marvel Rivals, so hit me up if you need a Cloak and Dagger main. Love Mike Barrett.
See,
We're all stocked up on Cloak and Daggers.
Wish we could, but we've got too many Cloak and Daggers as it is. That's like
Yeah.
my main, and TJ's like second main. Like
Ryan is definitely the official Cloak and Dagger main, and then I think TJ and I both prefer Cloak and Dagger as a healer if we have to play healer. But I've been enjoying Invisible Woman, a few other like healers as well. But yeah, Cloak and Dagger is just a great support character.
But no, for real,
Star-Lord.
you should definitely get on our friends list and play with us sometime. That'd be great. Mike also mentioned, I'm going to bring it up now. Mike also mentioned rewatching Invincible. I have been putting it on in the background. I don't know if you guys have been catching up or like kind of replaying some of it. And, just to kind of get back in it and rewatch it. And, it's been, great rewatching because it's been a little bit since I've actually seen it. But I tweeted about it today, like something about listening to our final breakdown episode of the finale got me way more excited than even just watching it, because we're just so passionate about it, guys. I'm like so excited for those discussions. I miss how much, like, Bill, it was you doing the finale, you have all your notes on the board, and just like, and this is the like from bringing Wyatt on, like, and talking about Chroma, like we get into things and we don't talk about the episode before we come on air and talk about it with each other for the first time, and just discovering things and talking about how certain things hit us. I can't wait. And we've got 8 episodes to talk about.
The biggest fan of the Invincible podcast is Ryan from the Invincible podcast.
Why else? I mean, if I didn't love the show, we wouldn't be doing it.
That's right.
But yeah,
True.
So I'm excited. We've got another email here. This one is from Frank. Frank says, "Hey guys, Happy New Year. I just want to say I really enjoyed the Other Stuff Live YouTube show Friday night. There were so many great recommendations from yourselves as well as the other group chat. I spent this weekend watching the first season of Shrinking on Apple TV and loved it. I can't wait to start season 2. Bill, hope your ankle is doing good. I also started reading We Used to Live Here, and I'm already halfway through. So thank you for the suggestion.
Oh, man.
And thank you all for your recommendations, as well as all the recommendations from everyone else in the chat. I'll probably have to rewatch the show to be reminded of the other shows, movies, comics, and books that were brought up. Side note, we are only a few days away from season 2 of Severance and less than a month away from Invincible. What a time to be alive. Thank you again. I just wanted to leave you guys with a couple of recommendations. Juror number 2 with Nicholas Hoult. This movie kind of flew under the radar, but is very good. Love Nicholas Hoult.
It was a show.
I've heard about it. Yeah, I thought it was a show too.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Maybe I will watch it.
I mean, it could be a show. He doesn't say it's a movie. I don't know.
It's a movie.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched it yet, but Super/Man, the Christopher Reeve story was amazing. I did not, and I heard it was amazing. I really want to watch it. It's going to be tough though.
I cried during the trailer.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So I don't know if I can do it.
Looking forward to watching season 3 of Invincible with you guys. Keep up the awesome work. Best wishes. Warmest regards, Frank. Thank you, Frank.
Thanks, Frank.
Yeah, Other Stuff shows a lot of fun. We'll be doing one closer to summer, or sometime in the summer, and we'll have 6 months more of other stuff to talk about. But for now, it's all Invincible all the time. And speaking of all Invincible, this one's not quite Invincible, but it kind of is. Last episode, we brought up some predictions for 2025, and one of our thoughts was Science Dog coming back, and we completely missed the fact that Science Dog did come back like a month prior in The Walking Dead Deluxe issue 100. So in the back of The Walking Dead Deluxe 100, they finished the last few pages of the most recent part of I keep wanting to say Seance Dog. It's the show has ruined me. So I think the last time I was going to mix up, I think the last one was in Skybound X25. No, Skybound. It was like in Skybound X, I think, or Image. Maybe it was in the anthology. Anyways, they did it so many times, and Robert Kirkman even jokes about it in the back of this. Yeah. But it continues that story because they weren't able to finish that chunk of the Science Dog story. So there's only one more left. Apparently it's almost done. And then they're going to be able to release the second trade for Science Dog, which is very cool. So go pick up The Walking Dead Deluxe if you want more Science Dog. From there, getting to more Invincible news, we've got the covers for all of Battle Beast were revealed.
Oh, man.
So have you guys seen some of these?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
We talked about it. We've talked about it before, but we didn't bring up the obvious.
So we've got the A cover, which is Ryan Ottley and Annalisa Leone. We've got cover B, which is David Finch. Cover D or E. I don't know. These, I think some of them were skipped because I want to say F.
That's okay.
It wasn't announced at the time. But anyways, we got the EJ Sue, which is really cool. Creator Tech
Yeah.
Jacket.
Yep.
Which is really exciting to think that maybe, we talked about the Geldarians being involved,
Geldarians.
maybe, and the fact that
Yeah.
EJ's doing the cover doesn't mean anything. But Kale New, not sure
That
if I
pose.
pronounced that
is
correctly.
Look at
so
those!
good.
Look at those thighs! Look at those monstrous thighs, man!
We got one from John Boy Myers.
Awesome.
That is such a cool
Isn't that
cover.
insane?
Yeah.
He's awesome. John Boy
Yeah.
Myers is awesome. I have an
Pretty
original Robin page from him.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
I'm pretty sure this one is a high incentive one too. So this one's gonna be up there. Then there's this one from Ottley and Annalisa Loney, also a pretty high incentive, I believe, but so sick looking. I love
Yeah.
this one, man.
Yeah, that was incredible.
Then of course there's a blank sketch cover, and then the last one that was revealed at the time. I think there's more. I forgot who it was, but they've announced another one or two covers. But this one is not a incentive cover, so your comic shop should be able to just order this one. This one is just it's kind of a foil, double-sided, like they call
like
it
a
a mask.
wraparound.
They call it like a mask variant. Yeah, looks so cool. That's one that I'm really excited about. So I'll probably be at least getting that one in the A cover at minimum.
Yeah.
So yeah, very
And
excited.
if you go back to I think it was cover D. Yeah, this one I noticed. I think it was Mara on Twitter, who runs the Invincible Out of Context on Twitter, pointed out that in the preview pages that we see for Battle Beast, when he's walking up to that wall and there's a face in it, looks a lot like the face that's on this monster. That's like inside of the cement. So I think that we're kind of guessing that maybe this creature is stuck inside of that, like imprisoned in that pillar of stone or whatever. Very cool. It was cool to see that, like, it looks very much like that face that's in the wall. So
I have another kind of prediction, kind of take. Ottley posted a picture of like a still that he drew for the comic, and it was like a sideways, like it was up against like the ground or something, but like up sideways, and it was something all wrapped up like a baby, and it said like the caption was like, "Don't worry, you'll meet him soon" or something. I wonder if the baby belongs to the thing that Battle Beast is fighting, and he like finds it after he kills it or something.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna get like a little Mandalorian Grogu type thing going on. The killer and the infant.
Yeah. It's gonna be a baby Geldarian.
Yeah, right.
Instead of a baby Yoda.
Next up in Invincible news, they released an image of Powerplex.
Holy shit.
So cool, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
So very excited about this. It got me thinking too. I think we're gonna see some electricity on the title card.
Ooh.
At least I started to think about it. I'm like, but would it be
like
that but would it be the whole season? But then I'm like, what if like every title card was like a different villain's effect? You know what I mean? Like one, it's just like rubble, or it's tightening up, or like tightening up, but you know what I mean? Like rocking on.
Yeah.
One's electricity, all those different things. Like maybe we get some different effects. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like we still don't really know where we're going with this black and blue title card.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I'm very curious to see, especially knowing that like how quickly things started to change when we got the title card in season 2, where it just immediately went all black and red, and then the cracks started right away, where it was starting on something new. I'm very curious, especially that we'll get the first 3 all at once to see kind of where the title card is going.
Yep. And I didn't add the other images, but they also revealed a couple images, one of which was Adam Eve, which we hadn't seen like anything of Adam Eve.
Yeah.
And we were talking in our chat about it, where it looked like she was at a memorial, like there was the seats and there's like a wall with some words, and it looked like she was fighting Powerplex. And we were talking about like, maybe that's a memorial for Chicago and what happened. And that would make sense for Powerplex to show up there.
Yeah.
Oh,
it definitely feels like that's the angle they'll take for his episode, what we sort of assume would be his episode.
Yeah. Very cool. The next character was added to the Guarding the Globe mobile game, Anissa. We are probably going to be partnering up with these guys again. So look forward to some more giveaways from us during our episode reviews. And Anissa was pretty neat. I like how she looks very much like she does in the show, where she like enters in. Like I always like seeing their entrance animations. Like Cecil kind of teleports in the way he teleports. She kind of like shows up with her arms out, like the way she, went through the kaiju. Cool stuff. Excited to see what they have planned for season 3, though, because now they're actually going to be releasing things at the same time as the show, whereas last time it was after the show, and they were catching up as well. After that, I wanted to bring up the fact that Invincible has an official website as well. It's called invinciblehq.com, and I'm pulling it up right now because I didn't do it today. But they have like daily quizzes and stuff like that.
Right.
Like,
I keep forgetting about the daily stuff.
So I'm going to do the daily quiz right now while I'm on the phone with you guys and see if you guys can get the answer. So let's see here.
Oh, I love
Not
this.
really on the phone with us.
I mean, you know what I mean. I'm talking to you guys.
On the internet with us.
Here we go. Oh, come on. Today's is a gimme. Never mind. It's too easy. This one is, who is Mark's father, Nolan Grayson or Donald Ferguson? So I will say one of the other ones was, what was the name of the chemical that scarred Cecil's face? Like, how do you have that kind of question?
Wow.
This kind of question, right?
Yeah.
It was called like, it was like Agent X or Agent Z.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember now too, because that was in my issue spotlight a while back. I can't remember though. It was something like that.
Yeah. Got Monster Girl. So yeah, check that out. They're going to be this is going to be the website where they're going to be posting new sneak peeks for season 3, a quick access to any of the new merch and stuff like that. So pretty fun website to kind of bop around and you can punch a.
Speaking of which, Rexplode's on a shirt.
Hey,
Rexplode's on a
there he is.
shirt.
Nice.
Available now.
Look at that right there. So cool.
In all his glory.
Very cool. Very cool. Oh, another thing that we don't have on our notes here that I want to add in before we get to like the main topic of all the casting. I don't know if you guys have seen, but on Skybound's YouTube channel, they have been posting videos that are the artist of episode like 201, and then a week later it'll be the artist of episode 202. So they've been doing all 8 episodes of season 2, where it's like some of the storyboard artists or concept artists like breaking down how they made each episode, and they're range from like 5-6 minutes to some of them are like 12-13 minutes, and they've been really fun. It's been nice to like watch them to get me hyped again for season 3, to like remind me of what each episode was and all of the like little details that go into, like I was watching the one about 204 and just the way that they talked about making sure that space felt different and that the colors felt different in space versus when they were on Earth. Like, it's really cool. And it's cool to just see a lot of the faces of the people who worked on the show that we haven't necessarily met yet. So yeah, go check those out for sure.
One thing that I just thought that kind of got me a little hype, it's small, but it got me a little hype, is that the icons on Prime Video, that you can change them to different characters. They have all Invincible characters in there now, and I have a Rexplode.
For a profile?
TJ,
get out of here.
They have Rex now?
Okay, since season 1, I changed mine to Invincible.
Yeah,
but
same.
they only had Invincible.
Right,
Yeah.
but they have a bunch more now.
Really?
They had, I remember they had
like I said,
Invincible
mine
and
is
Eve
Rex
initially.
Okay.
I have balloons coming out of my screen. I think because I did the beats. We're on StreamYard, so it automatically did that. But yeah, they had Invincible and Eve, because my profile icon is Invincible and Nicole's is Eve. But I didn't know they added more of them. That's cool.
Ooh.
What's cool about it too is that ever since I changed it, because I changed it to Rexplode, so when I go on my Fire Stick, it's there. When I go on like Amazon, like Amazon Shopping, it's there. Like Rexplode is
your Amazon icon.
Oh, cool.
Not just your Prime icon.
That's cool.
Yeah, but it is Prime Video. Like, that's how I changed it. Once you change it there, it changes everywhere.
Cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Bill is like doing all the things on his phone right now that we're talking about.
InvincibleHQ.com, changing Invincible profiles.
And now the most recent news that we are going to talk a bit longer about right now. We got voice casting on the anniversary of Invincible, on Invincible's 22nd birthday. They finally dropped some cast news here. So I'm going to go through them via Deadline. Deadline wrote a nice article about it, got to announce it all. And they broke down and wrote a little blurb about each actor and who they're playing. So we're going to do it this way. I also have it right here. So first up is Aaron Paul as Powerplex.
This is the big one.
What?
Yeah,
Like,
this one's
good.
perfect. This one's perfect.
Which
so
we should have guessed it.
Yeah, I know. It's one of those things where like I never really had a voice in mind. If you would have asked me like, hey, like who should voice Powerplex? I'm like, I don't know. There's not really, I don't need a big name. Like it's not somebody. This is just such good casting. This is like, this is that J.K. Simmons for Nolan thing where it's like, of course, this is just, it just works. Deadline says Aaron Paul voices Powerplex, a new villain with an emotional past. Powerplex absorbs energy, letting him use an enemy's strength against them. And that enemy is invincible. Very, very cool. I've seen it more than once, including us posting it. Like he can't keep getting away with it. Like it's just, come on.
And it was forever ago that that Skybound tour video of their offices, there was that sketch of Powerplex doing that phrase, which we all just kind of thought was a funny little thing. And I've since seen even, I can't remember his name. I'll have to find it on Twitter and maybe I'll put it in the comments, that the artist who did that on their whiteboard posted it and was like, I want you all to know it was me.
Oh,
I have it right here. Actually, I have it pulled up.
It's something, right? Yeah.
It's Chris Pimentel.
Yeah.
And he says, I would like everyone to know it's me. I'm the one who drew it. This was back in March of 2023.
No way. That's great.
And he posted like a new angle of it, of clearly like when he took the picture, which is so great. Like that, it felt like it was just a meme thing. To know, it makes me want to go back and look through that video even closer. You know, what other secrets are on that whiteboard?
I follow him. I didn't even see it. Oh, he did post that. That's so good.
Yeah.
It was me. That's good. I'm very excited about this. I can't wait to hear it. I think it's going to be perfect. We got one email from Frank that says, oh man, I hope Powerplex calls Mark a bitch at least once. That's it. Hope you're all doing well. Best, Frank.
He definitely will.
What do we think? We thinking yes?
100%. I think it's going to happen.
God, I don't know. It's like you want it because it'd be funny, but it'd also be a little corny, but also it makes sense.
He likes doing it. He does it.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Oh, it'd be so
lightning, good. Bitch.
That's my problem. I don't see a context that I can hear him calling Mark a bunch of other things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or like maybe right after getting knocked back and like, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got Kate Mara as Becky Duvall. So like,
how are they getting these big name actors?
Yeah.
Why are we surprised? We shouldn't be surprised anymore, though. Not even after the first season.
Yeah.
I don't know why I am, Bill, but I still am. I still am surprised that they're getting this caliber. Like Powerplex's wife, Kate Mara. Like, come on.
Becky Duvall, Kate Mara.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah. Amazing.
It's great. Deadline says Kate Mara is Becky Duvall with a deep hatred for Invincible. Becky works with Powerplex to deliver justice she believes was denied. All right. Very cool. God, do you guys think that it is going to be more than what we got with Titan? Or about the same, little less?
I think it's going to be about the same. Like in terms of we got more Titan and more backstory and more like a fleshed out character. I think it's going to be about the same, which would be appropriate. I don't
think Bill, you're saying that we got, just like we got more with Titan in the show, we're going to get more with Becky. And okay, I agree. I think there's going to be more than what we get from the comic, and the amount more will be equal to what we got with Titan. I agree.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Titan was so much of like also included like Machine Head and everything too, but Powerplex is just him and like talking with Becky and like I don't know. I'm so excited to see what more they add, man.
Yeah.
Next up, we got John DiMaggio playing the Elephant. John DiMaggio voices the Elephant, a serious villain with a serious name and a serious look. He wants the world to stop eating meat. He probably wants other things too. It doesn't matter as long as he's taken seriously by somebody. Please.
I don't think we've ever even heard of him like
His motivation.
having motivation. Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
I'm
John
trying to-
DiMaggio, I was stoked for this one. Like voice of Bender.
He's done a
Like,
ton of voices. When I
He
first looked
does
him up,
so
it was just
much.
yeah.
Adventureland or what's that one that everyone loves? The kid with the white
Oh,
thing on his
yeah.
hat, the
Adventure
dog.
Time. Adventure Time.
Yeah, he plays the voice of the dog. And
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's gonna. He's just one of those character actors that's gonna be able to
Yeah.
nail it. I'm sure it's gonna
Yeah.
be perfect.
He'll probably do more voices in it too.
I'm trying to
To be
think.
honest.
Yeah.
Do you-
I wouldn't
Oh,
be
you're
surprised.
dude. You're right. You're absolutely right. He's gonna be more
Mhm.
than one person.
Yeah.
Do you guys think? Do you guys remember did the elephant ever have a speaking line in the comic? Can you picture him talking?
He didn't he work at the barber shop
Yes,
during
but that was something much later, and there's no talking. I don't think.
I think he talks there.
No, he's just sweeping and then running.
No.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
if he talks.
I
Interesting.
don't either.
Very
I don't
interesting.
either.
Next up, we've got T Ma playing Mr. Liu. Liu, under the wizened exterior. I'm sorry. Under this wizened exterior, he's the ruthless leader of the Order, an international crime syndicate. But that's not all this mysterious old man is hiding. Guys, they called out the Order. That is
Mhm.
straight up guarding the globe. Like,
Yeah.
come on. I know they mentioned the Order a little bit in Invincible, but like the Order and what all of that is such Invincible universe guarding the globe, you
Yeah.
know, expanded stuff. Very, very cool. We looked him up. He was in like the latest live action Mulan, Rush Hour.
He was the consulate
The Consulate.
in
Very cool.
Rush Hour.
Mhm.
One of my favorite movies.
Next up, and I'm gonna butcher the name, Zolo Marinduena.
Yes.
That seemed pretty close.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it.
You
I'm not
nailed
gonna try it again. So there we go. Playing Dropkick and Fightmaster because they're twins. Perfect. They voice
Love it.
Fightmaster and Dropkick, freedom fighting twins from a troubled future. They're willing to risk everything in a desperate quest to save their world. Guys, even reading these
God.
descriptions,
I know.
Ugh.
So, I mean, he plays Blue Beetle, but
I didn't see.
mean,
Did anybody see that?
No.
Yeah, it was really good.
I want to say I watched like half of it.
I thought it was very, very good.
Cool.
But he is most known for playing Miguel in Cobra Kai, which I love and have been trying to get you guys to watch it. It's a little corny, but once you get past that, like Cobra Kai is so good.
I hear it.
and
I do
awesome.
love it. I'm like a season behind, but it is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it just gets better and better.
Yeah.
So
TJ, how do you
that's
feel
exciting.
about the casting?
I think that's awesome. That's
Yeah?
perfect.
Cool.
I
Yeah.
mean,
I think he'll do great.
again, I kind of feel like I want him to play somebody bigger. I want Kate Mara to play somebody bigger, but
This
all
is just
the big parts are already taken up by big actors. Like there's just so many actors. Like,
Yeah.
but I love
know.
it. I love it.
it's great. Next up, we've got Christian Convery as Oliver. All right, guys, where do you guys
Love
know
it.
Christian Convery from?
Do we know him from something?
He was the main character in Sweet Tooth.
Yeah. I
Oh,
know.
was
'cause
he?
TJ watched
Right.
Sweet Tooth, right?
right,
I
yeah,
have.
that's
I
right,
still haven't
right.
seen that, so
He was-
I don't think I've seen him in anything.
He was also in
Very
something
good.
else too. I forgot what it was.
Cocaine Bear, which Bill and I
Was
watched.
it? Was it?
Yeah.
I watched Cocaine Bear.
There's something else too. I think I forgot what it
It
was.
was good. I enjoyed
Oh,
it.
it was good.
It's so
Yeah.
fun. I love that
Yeah.
movie.
Deadline says Christian
also-
Convery is Oliver Grayson. Mark's younger brother was a toddler last time we saw him, but when you're half Viltrumite and half Thraxan, you grow up real fast.
I love
Bill?
seeing
So
people
exciting.
commenting on it, like, how is he already this big? Like, how much
Yeah.
time has passed? And I'm
Did
like,
you
come on.
watch? Did you?
Yeah.
mean,
I
yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Explain it.
Bill. He's also in The Monkey.
Oh,
Is
really?
he?
It's not out yet. Yeah.
Very
the-
excited about that
Oh.
movie.
I feel like that. Man, I feel like we saw the trailer for that like a year ago.
Still coming.
Did you just
Still
look him
coming.
up, TJ? Was there anything else? I thought there was something else. Maybe not. And then
Really.
this just another small name here.
Yeah,
Simu
nobody
Liu playing Multi-Paul. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
Come
Incredible.
on.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Huge name. This is crazy. An elite assassin for Mr. Liu's secret criminal organization, Multi-Paul took the opposite path of his sister Duplicate, but blood is thicker than water. How cool. How cool is this? Yeah, very excited. I think this is going to be episode 1, guys. I think we're going to see them.
Really? You think so?
So again, listening back to our season finale predictions, or not even predictions, but our season finale breakdown. Yeah. TJ, you actually mentioned, I don't think they're going to do Multi-Paul. I don't know why. I don't remember the context. But then I was talking about how, like, I think it'll happen within the first, like, 10 minutes of season 3, because they're going to want to get Duplicate back, because there will be a break. And it's like, how long? Because we're also thinking, like, is there going to be a time jump? Is Oliver going to be small in the first episode? Like, how much time is going to pass with everybody thinking Kate is dead? Or, I don't know. But I think it's going to be really, really soon.
Yeah. Knowing that, like, Multi-Paul and Dropkick and Fight Master are all, probably going to be the same episode. This is one of my, like, most anticipated episodes of the season. I feel like, so even though we know of other, like, bigger stuff, technically, like the fact that it's Simu Liu, that it's Zolo who's playing Dropkick and Fight Master, like, this feels like it's going to be one of those very special episodes. Like,
Multi-Paul has already been in Invincible.
You thought that he was just going to be the cameo in the prison and not have the come out of the prison thing. I don't remember. But Wyatt, I agree. But for me, a lot of the excitement comes from when we're going to see Dropkick and Fight Master the second time. Which, my God,
true, I guess
I can't. Yeah. I'm not expecting it to be this season. I'll lose it if it is. But I think that's going to be season 4.
Yeah,
I can see that being a, like, William opens up the door and there's Seance Dog, and us being like, oh my God, we know what this means. Yeah. And then it leading into that. I can see that happening.
I mean, it is a Blue Suit story, and if this whole season is all of Blue Suit, oh dude, I can't.
I'm gonna say yeah.
Me too. I'm with you, TJ.
Jeez. And then I guess Jonathan Banks and Doug Bradley are playing no one. But no, they're playing Redacted. Deadline says details on the characters voiced by Jonathan Banks and Doug Bradley are being kept under wraps. So let's get theorize away. The obvious ones out there. Conquest, Thrag, and then shout out to everybody online who is calling out things. I know Mara was mentioning how cool it would be if one of them was Zachariah, specifically more the Doug Bradley with a little bit of that accent.
He is Hellraiser. Yeah. So you got to imagine that, or Pinhead, in Hellraiser. Thank you. You got to imagine he's being somebody pretty evil.
You'd think, because they like to kind of do that fun typecast type thing where it's like this person's also a hell demon type thing. So people are also throwing out Britt for Doug Bradley, but I don't know if they were saying that just because of his accent. But Britt is not short. I mean, like, his name's Brittany. I don't think he has an accent. Isn't he, like, American? Like,
I'm
not saying that Doug Bradley couldn't do an American accent, but I mean, I think Jonathan Banks would work for Conquest, man.
Yeah. I think Jonathan Banks could work for Conquest. He could work for Thrag, honestly.
He'd be he would be a Thrag that I didn't know was the Thrag that there could be, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
So I picture Thrag, that Freddie Mercury, though. I picture him being a little bit younger and not as gravelly and like it's like the opposite of what we got with Battle Beast. Like, Battle Beast, I expected a little bit older and gruffer, but it's still he speaks more eloquently.
I think it's just that, like, I know his voice, regardless of whether he's Conquest or Thrag or someone else, when he starts talking, the rest of us feel like children. You know what I mean? Yeah. He starts talking and it's like, okay, you're in charge and I'm sorry and I'm scared now. Like, so whoever they plug him into, I feel like he could crush it. But obviously I think Conquest he would be incredible as.
I selfishly want him to just interact with Powerplex, Aaron Paul.
Yeah.
Give me that Breaking Bad moment.
Right.
I mean, they could bring in Dinosaurus.
Bill, I was just about to say,
before he's supposed to come in, and Doug Bradley, it kind of fits because I don't think that he's a snarly, like snarl beast. I think that he would be like a very.
Wait a minute. Isn't Dinosaurus' first appearance in black and blue suit?
Yeah, but after Conquest.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
They could pull it up. They could pull it
based
up.
off of what we're saying, it wouldn't be unless they fucking end with Dinosaurus and he's the big bad.
It's like the Rhino in the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Don't ever let that happen.
Oh, man.
Ever.
You would fucking lose your mind, though.
I would.
But Doug Bradley could totally pull off Dinosaurus. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man. So yeah. That's very exciting. We're gonna know pretty soon. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking Jonathan Banks and Doug Bradley. We won't know until much later.
They would have
which makes me
announced it. Yeah.
Which also makes me feel like all the cast we just got was probably the first 2 or 3 episodes are gonna be in the first. You know what I mean? So that also supports it.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Any other like final things before we get to these last emails here that we've got to cover about season 3? Like, do you guys want to give any final things that you're excited to see or can't believe it's happening?
Oh my God, no!
We've
said it all.
I think something that I was thinking about, while I was listening to our episode on the finale was Shrinking Ray. I want to know what's going on. She was, like, where's she at? And if there is a time jump, what's going on with relationships? I want to know. That's always something I loved in the comics. What's going on with Monster Girl and Robot? What's going on with Mark and Eve? Mark and Eve were left in a very awkward kind of state, and it was very emotional. Like, are they just gonna be dating? The thing that I want to know most is like how much time has passed. And maybe it's only been a few weeks and Oliver's just that much older. And they're like, they'll just pick up where everything left off.
Yep.
But we'll see. I'm very excited to see those things. One thing more than anything I'm excited to see is new music. I want to know what's on the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say is that I'm excited just for all of the ways that I know the show is still going to surprise me. Like even going into season 2, we were so like getting to the point where we feel like, okay, if this happens, then we'll get this far in season 2, and this is what the whole season could be. We knew it was kind of the season of Angstrom, so that gave us a lot of clues at what we were going to get. But those moments of Seance Dog at the door, just the moments for me of like Radiohead playing in the first episode, like you talking about the music, I know there's going to be so many moments that I'm just like surprised by and blown away by.
Or just
and I'm
incredible,
so excited
like
to be back in those moments.
Yeah, just incredible scenes like Omni-Man flying, through and the black hole part and like Debbie and like how emotional that part.
Will I get a new tattoo from this season? Who
Every
knows?
season
you've got an empty arm on the other side.
I do. I got all this space.
Yeah.
Give me something.
Every or just like those quiet moments that we don't even know, you know what I mean? Like the Debbie and Mark on the rooftop, or Mark and
the cabinet
Eve.
Door peeking back open. Those types of things,
and more doodles. We get to do the doodles again.
That's right. I think my season finale one is still on that whiteboard. I'm gonna.
Is it really?
Mine is.
I think mine is.
I've got.
Mine is too.
If anyone wants a reminder, that's what you're in.
Oh man!
Oh my God!
Your whiteboard's gonna be stained.
I know. I'm gonna get a new one. I'm gonna get a new.
Well, Bill, I was gonna say I think I have another one of these like board ones, so it'll be easier to like photograph and everything because there's is a little bit more wavy.
Yeah.
All right. Let's
that was a really passive aggressive thing to say, Ryan.
Dude, I mean,
like,
you couldn't even show it.
Knock on it. Show it. No one fucking saw it, Ryan.
Let's wrap up with a couple of emails here. TJ, if you don't mind, you got the first one. And remember, you can email us at theinvinciblepodcast@gmail.com. Over on our website, theinvinciblepodcast.com. There's a contact tab there. Otherwise, find us over on Twitter, Blue Sky, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, all that good stuff. You can find us anywhere.
This one's from Casey. He says, "Hey guys, Casey here. I've listened to all of your episode breakdowns, but have only watched the show. I recently just picked up the first compendium at my local library, and I'm excited to read them all and dive into this universe. Then go back and listen to your old episodes. do you guys normally record in Niagara Falls? I live in Niagara Falls and have been there before myself to record. He's talking about the studio that we recorded our 150th episode. I thought it was awesome. Some of you are from the Buffalo area. Looking forward to diving into this universe more in detail and into your podcast. That's awesome to hear that you're from Niagara Falls, from the Buffalo area. So maybe we'll grab a drink sometime or something.
Yes,
We'll
we
do
are
something.
very, very much local.
I'm very excited for you to read the comic, because I mean, as people who read the comic and built a podcast off of it long before it was even a show, even thought to be a show, we obviously love the comic. So, I mean, just keep reading.
Isn't it funny to
just finish it all.
Isn't it funny to think, was it our second episode? I don't remember. Was our second episode about it becoming a show or movie or a video game or something?
It was movies and shows and stuff.
Yeah.
It was like a movie or a show.
The movie got announced first.
Oh yeah, but even before the movie was announced.
Oh yeah, just you theorizing about
it.
Right?
It was so funny that like we theorized in like the second episode, and here we are. All right, Bill, you're up next.
All right. Hi, Invincible Podcast. My name is Ben from Sydney, Australia. Wow, we're global.
That's crazy.
As we close in on, I feel like I'm gonna slip into like an Australian accent.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'll butcher it. I can't do it. As we close in on season 3 of the show, I just wanted to email for the first time to say thanks for what you guys do. I discovered Invincible a couple of years ago, just scrolling through shows on Amazon, and since then it has genuinely become one of my favorite franchises ever. Mark being invincible in that he never gives up and keeps going is a message that has inspired me and become very important to me. I have not read the comics yet. However, I am heavily considering it because knowing that the story is already out there is hard to ignore.
Mm-hmm.
I love all the conversation you guys have. Your dynamic is so genuine and positive, so thanks. By the way, I've attached a drawing of Invincible I've done. I reckon it turned out much better than I thought. Thanks heaps. Love, Ben. Oh, that's great.
Thanks, Ben.
That is awesome. Wow.
The title card in the dialogue as well. Very funny.
Very cool.
Do you think that guy really is invincible? Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I don't know. He looks pretty invincible to me. Yes. Very good. Very good.
Great.
Good job, man.
Bill, what's Ben's last name though?
It's Ben. That's it.
I know.
Savage. It's Ben Savage from Boy Meets World.
I didn't know he was Australian. That's cool.
Yeah.
No. I'll take this last one here. Hello, Invincipals. I enjoyed your looking back and prediction episode. I wanted to make a guaranteed prediction for 2025. We will be getting a battle damaged variant by Tyler Kirkham in 2025. Who do you ask? Well, we already have an Invincible Mark, Eve, Battle Beast, and Omni-Man. And I have 3 ideas. A sinister Mark in the yellow evil like cape from season 2 that killed Angstrom's son.
It would be cool.
Mohawk Mark, Angstrom Levy, or Conquest. If any one of these covers come to flourish, then please give my point to Bill, and if none of them come to flourish, please take a point away from TJ. # dethrone TJ.
Yes.
Who do you think?
I appreciate the point.
If you want the title, you got to come for it.
Who do you think would be on a Tyler Kirkham battle damage cover? The second question is specifically for Bill. With Dinosaurus on the way, who would you want to voice that character, and how would you want them to sound? Meaning, would you like him to drag out his S's like the Marvel's The Lizard, or classic cartoon Cobra Commander, or make him sound intelligent and menacingly like Tony Randall's Brain Gremlin from Gremlins 2, The New Batch? Or an electronic synthesized voice, because actual dinosaurs' lips and jaws can't create words and letters. I can't wait for the 3rd season to start. Your episode breakdowns and Conquest. Love, Thaddeus, aka Travis.
Wow. Wow, what a deep cut. I love Gremlins.
He also included a photo of our signed copy of Radiant Black,
in
which he put copies of us next to it as well.
We practiced our signatures for quite a while
to get that right.
Yeah. I think that I've kind of voiced what what I'd want him to sound like. Very, even just in this episode, very intelligent. I don't want him to sound like a toothy monster.
Okay. He's got to sound intelligent because he is so intelligent. Like,
yeah,
I feel like it's got to be.
I think that if he sounded like a cartoon dinosaur, it would kind of take away what he actually is.
Yeah,
which is unfortunately a cartoon dinosaur. But
I mean, I want Doug Bradley.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's it.
Like,
I honestly can't unhear it now. All I'm hearing is Pinhead talk, and I'm like, that's pretty much it. Like,
that's pretty good. It is. As far as getting another one of those Tyler Kirkham battle damage variant covers, I was thinking about it, and you named some amazing ones. Obviously, like an Angstrom or a Conquest or a Mohawk Mark would be really, really cool. Mm-hmm. You know what though? I'm going to steal it before TJ says it though, and this season might prove to be a very good one. But give me like a really beat up Rexplode.
Ooh,
how dare you?
That would be cool.
How dare you?
That would be
Imagine a Tyler Kirk, one of those in that style, TJ.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
TJ would spend so much money.
God.
You could charge whatever you'd want.
You should just.
TJ would end up owning the original art of.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. He would be homeless, but he would have that.
I'd have it.
He wouldn't.
He cardboard boxes made out of all his original art.
Yeah. All right. So that does it for our main episode here. We do have one final segment, though. Every episode of our normal episodes, we're probably not going to be doing this on all of our episode breakdowns because we've got plenty to cover on those. But we do an issue spotlight, which is where we get together and talk. One person brings an issue of Invincible to the table. We don't know what it is. We discuss it. And we do it one at a time. And this week, it's TJ's turn. So
TJ,
take it away.
Any guesses?
It's always the question of like, is it related to what's coming up? And we're all in the hype. I'm gonna guess Invincible War.
60. Yeah.
I disagree. I think it's gonna be something Flaxen Dimension.
Ooh.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Okay.
Yep.
So I was looking at the issues that we've done already, and a lot of them, Wyatt kind of called it. There's like a big chunk right in the center there where it's like right where we are in the show. We tend to always kind of allude back to that section. I want to spread it out a little bit. So I went with issue 2.
Oh, wow. The
earliest
one yet. The first single
issue 2 of Invincible?
Issue 2. Yeah.
It was like, you mean Invincible Universe?
You mean Guarding the Globe? Like,
no, it's Invincible. All right. The earliest one that we had done before was 19, so this is taking it back, taking it all the way back.
Single digit.
All right, so in issue 2, it opens up with the classic pose from Nolan that we get that repeat pose through a couple times throughout the series with his hand out. And his hand out, and he's telling Mark, I need to tell you, it's time that you learn where you're from or where I'm from. Okay, so he goes through and he's talking about Viltrum. He tells him about where he came from. He's talking about the Viltrumites and how they're just like humans, but they have abilities. He explains what the abilities are. He says that the Viltrumites, they built like a perfect society, that there's no illness, there's no murder, there's no war, it's just peaceful. He talks about how they built this perfect society, but they didn't want to be complacent in that, so they decided that they wanted to like take that perfection that they've gained and take it to other races, other worlds, and kind of help them create the same type of society that they were able to create. So they called they created what they called the World Betterment Committee. They wanted to find other planets that were far enough along that they could be like give them that extra push. So what they would do is they would go to these other worlds and they would install these global defense units outside of the planet. And then they would send scientists down to the planet to help advance their technology. So when when Nolan heard about this, the World Betterment Committee and all the good that they were doing, he wanted to be like the first one to sign up. So, or not the first one, but eventually he did sign up. So he worked for them for about 3 years, and his position was he was the guy that was in charge of finding new worlds that would be good for the World Betterment Committee to go to and help. So he was 3 years in when he found Earth. He started to study Earth and he grew attached to humans, but the committee thought that they were too crude and undeveloped for the World Betterment Committee to help. So Nolan fought for Earth, fought for humans, and said that he would volunteer himself to relocate to Earth so that he could assess it for himself. So he came to Earth with his, special abilities. He became a hero, and then he, after a year, he met and fell in love with Debbie. So he's telling Mark, who young child Mark, all this stuff, and then he says, "But there's more." And then he gives Mark like the puberty talk, like there's things that are gonna happen to you. Your voice is gonna change. You're gonna grow up. However, you're also going to gain these abilities, kind of preparing him for that. And all that Mark cared about was like, oh, I'm going to be able to fly.
Mm-hmm.
So then we cut to Mark as a teenager. And then he does just that. He's a teenager. He's in his room and it's in the middle of the night. And he's like, you know what? Screw it. And he goes and he flies in his pajama bottoms, right? It's late at night. Nobody sees him. But then he's flying and he flies over the Twin Pines, or no, sorry, that's later. He flies over the mall, which probably the same mall, but he goes, he sees the mauler that is down there, and it looks like he's stealing from the toy store. So he goes down there. The mauler is stealing like video game consoles. So Mark goes down there. They start to fight,
don't they call them like game boxes or something like that? I feel like they call them something else because it was like this consoles weren't really a thing that they were called at this time when they were writing it. I remember it being something different. I don't remember what it was though.
I think it was game boxes, but then later on, Robot called it like game. I don't know, something like yeah. But they start to fight, but they're almost immediately interrupted by like a big bang that happens, and it was one of Rexplode's boomsticks.
So it's the first appearance of Rex.
There it is.
Now we know.
and also Robot and Duplicate. So right. I mean, there's there too, but I mean, Rexplode, come on.
Yeah.
So we get the whole team is up on their the motorbike, and Rexplode says, "That was just a BB. You don't want to see what I can do with a golf ball." Now, who started it? Like referencing them fighting, like what's this about? And then the mauler says, "I'll give you one guess." He grabs the motorbike and he goes to throw it. Rex and Robot are talking, like Robot's like, "Dude, like you ruin the element of surprise. Like now we have to come up with a plan. Like, what are we going to do? We have to fight this guy." But then Invincible just goes over and knocks the mauler out. And then Robot's like, "Oh shit. Oh, all right, cool." So Robot introduces each one of the team, Rex, Duplicate, Adam Eve. They talk about how, like Adam Eve looks familiar, right? So the team goes off. Let me make sure I'm not mixing anything. When Invincible introduces himself, he goes, "I'm Invincible." And then Robot's like, "Oh, that's cute." Next day, we're at the high school, and Mark runs into Eve and he goes, "Oh, hey, like it's you." And she's like, "Oh, yeah." And like they recognize each other. Eve tells Mark, like, "I would really appreciate it if you don't tell people about this, like you don't tell them like my identity or anything." And he says, quote, "You never know when one of your teammates is going to go crazy and become the next big villain."
So I see this.
Too.
posted so often online. Like people are like, oh my
Yeah.
God, look, like at the time it was specifically Omni-Man. If it was ever anything else in the comics, then that's, that was just coincidence or whatever. But like calling out the Omni-Man thing early on was smart.
Yeah.
You never know. So he's talking. I met your whole team last night.
Yep.
You never know when one of your team is going to go crazy.
Yeah,
I don't know. I agree
And
with that.
I sort of take that as I don't necessarily think that. Yeah, spoilers, obviously. I don't necessarily think that was like Kirkman intentionally being like, I know I'm going to do this thing, so I'm putting this in here to reference this one specific thing. I think that's Kirkman going, I'm going to write a superhero book, and more than likely at some point, I'm going to make one of these heroes go rogue and become a villain. And like, that's what this type of story is going to be. So let's drop a little line in there to.
And at this point, he did know the Omni-Man thing was coming. In fact, it was going to be even later than it was. They moved it even closer.
But why would you say one of your teammates?
Because
I think it's more along what Wyatt
in general, a teammate turning.
I think at that moment in his head, there could have been like a 50-50 of maybe Rex will go bad, maybe this person will go bad. Maybe
I agree with you, Wyatt.
Bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Adam Eve says that only happens in the comic books. So after that, Eve invites Mark to go to the team base, and they change behind the school, and they go to leave, and Mark is concerned that people will see them, and Eve's because they're going to be flying above everybody, and Eve says, you'd be surprised how rarely people look up. That line is kind of a staple.
There you go.
So they go to the base, and Robot is there, tells them that he erased the Mauler's memory and left him at the toy store. So he wanted Eve and Invincible to go with him to like kind of track him down, follow him to where he was going, find out what he's up to. So they do just that. And then you see Mauler, he goes into his base, and there is another Mauler. So we see both the Maulers now. The first one is explaining that he doesn't remember anything that happened the night before, that he just like woke up at the toy store, and then he just came home, and he doesn't have the game consoles. And the second Mauler's like, hey, we need those to like execute our plan. And then it shows a bunch of robots, like an army of robots. So Robot, Invincible, and Eve all break in, and they're like, we've heard enough, and they stop him pretty handily.
It's so funny to think about how like the first real like threat that we know of the Maulers is that they were going to make an army of robots. But it's like it's just so not who they ended up becoming. They're more of that like kind of mad scientist, more genetic side of things and the cloning and everything. So for them to do something that was like kind of more robotic, it's just kind of funny to see like how they evolved into their character and how they ended up being a bit of a different character than that.
And then Robot asks Mark to join the team, and Mark said he'll think about it. And that's all we get from that. But then it cuts to the Twin Pines Mall, which anyone?
Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Back to the Future. There's a guy sitting or laying down, like sleeping on a bench at the Twin Pines Mall. And he wakes up and he has a bomb strapped to his chest. And he's like, what the heck is this? And then the mall blows up.
Is this also the scene where you see a Charlie Brown or something? Or it's when Mark and his dad go to the mall?
No, I think it's in school, isn't it?
Yeah.
When Eve and
Mark
Mark are
Charlie Brown at school, and then it's like the Venture Bros. When
Venture Bros are at the hot dog stand.
Yeah,
there is someone in the mall. There's someone in the mall. Maybe it's Jay and Silent Bob.
There is a Charlie.
Yeah.
I guess he's Charlie Brown.
Yeah, it's the Charlie Brown one. Okay. Yeah, man. God, it's changed so much. It's so like quaint.
I forgot how much happened in issue 2.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought it ended.
Introduction of the team and all that.
The whole history of the Viltrumites, the introduction of the team, the introduction of the Maulers, the bomb, like it's a lot.
Yeah. And really, like, even though obviously Nolan is lying, I feel like that version of the story, spoilers again, has a lot of implications for very, very late in the series of
And we
Viltrum and yeah.
and we get the let me tell you the story gimmick, if you want to call it that. I know it's probably not the right word. It's done in a really well. It's done really well, as early as even the Battle Beast one shot thing. They use that in a lot of ways and reference and homage themselves, I guess. Very cool. Good job, TJ. Next up, we'll have a guest doing our issue spotlight.
Yeah.
We've already got 2 guests lined up, and we only do a guest after we go around once. So very excited to hear what our guest has picked next time we do one of these issue spotlights, which might be in a little bit because we've got season 3 so soon. The next time you hear from us, it's like a guarantee. We will not be recording again until we are talking about season 1 of episode 3. We're going to be doing every episode, even though episodes
season 3 of episode
Season
1.
3.
Oh,
you
yeah.
said season 1 of episode 3.
All right. No, we are not doing that one. That'd be very random.
Good episode.
Yeah, it is. But no, we'll be doing episodes 1, 2, and 3 as separate episodes. Even though they're all dropping at once, we don't want to do a 3.5-hour podcast. We want to break them up. We want to give them time to actually discuss. So send in your thoughts after you watch these episodes. Let us know what you think. We're excited to talk all about it with you guys. It's going to be a blast. So looking forward to it. Any other final words, guys, before we sign off?
I'm just excited.
It's time, baby.
I know, less than a year since we've done this.
Woo!
Since we've talked about a new episode of Invincible, it's been less than a year. How crazy. All right, guys. See you on the other side. Thanks for listening. See you next time. Bye.
Bye. Bye.